Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Telepathy.
The weekly podcast with episodes every single Tuesday.
Yes. Today we are on our 26th episode, and we're going to be talking about the self-care industry and the self-help industry and just like,
Our experiences with it and how it's kind of a scam, but no spoilers,
yeah.
I guess.
But before we get into that, we're going to do our icebreakers that we always do at the beginning of each episode. So we do name, age, and
Oh, it's your turn to come up with
favorite.
a question. But you already thought of it because
Okay.
you're so prepared.
Yeah. The camp question today is, that's funny. I said favorite, like I have name, age, and favorite, but like it doesn't have to be
It
favorite.
doesn't have to be, but I feel like it normally is because that's just like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, this time it's not. So name, age, and what's something that's on your bucket list?
Oh, that's a good one. Okay. Hi, I'm Enzo. My YouTube channel is Enzo Antonio if you want to go subscribe. And I'm 16 and something on my bucket list. I feel like I thought about this like a few days ago, but oh my gosh, wait. I kind of wish you would have like given me a warning.
Yeah, no, I actually
That's
need a
fine.
warning too. I just realized that I don't know what I'm going to say.
Yeah, wait, stall for me. I'm just kidding. Wait, do you have one?
Oh, I just pulled up. Apparently, I have a note in my notes app of my bucket list. So
Wait, do you want to go first?
I'll use that. Sure.
Okay, because I'm like literally out of ideas.
Yeah. Okay. So name Anna, age 20, but I think this is the last time I'm going to be saying that my age is 20.
But when this
'cause
comes
my
out, you'll
birthday's
already
this
be
weekend.
21. That's crazy.
Yeah. Oh my
Oh, I
gosh.
hate that. I hate
No,
that.
I haven't had time to process that my birthday's literally this weekend. Like I like
Oh my
have, but I
God.
haven't. I have been having a slight existential crisis though that I'm going to be 21 and like that's just crazy.
That's okay. That's fine.
What the
We'll
heck?
get through it.
So yeah, my YouTube channel is my YouTube channel is Anna Katherine. And one of the items on my bucket list is these are like big items. This is like my life bucket list. Eventually I would like to publish a novel. I think that would be really cool to like write a novel. Every once in a while I'm like stressed out and then I all of a sudden start thinking about like a novel idea and then I'm like, ooh, I need to like plan this right now. Like I need to like do this. And then like I just get busy with other stuff. So I haven't
feel
done
like
that yet.
one summer you should just go out to the mountains or something and just do a little
Well,
retreat and then
also,
write.
also like the concept that I kind of have been thinking about over the past year for a novel is like takes place in the mountains because that's where I got inspiration for it. So I feel like that would be so perfect. Yeah. What's your
Okay, so I thought of mine. This is, well, hopefully it's more short term. Hopefully it's not like, but hopefully I'll do it before I'm like 30 or something. But I want to release music. Because like I've literally, if you've been following me for a second, I do a lot of music production things. And that's just like a huge hobby of mine. But I realized I've never like done anything with it. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Or I guess,
No, that's also kind of a bucket list thing for me. Like and we always talk about like doing stuff together and then we get busy.
I just get too in my head about it. And I feel like one day I should just do it and not make a big deal about it. Because, I mean, the first thing that you ever put out is not going to be amazing. So,
Yeah.
like, my first YouTube video was awful. So I feel like I just have to do it. So, honestly, I keep saying this, but like, maybe this year? Question mark. I have no
That'd be so
idea.
cool.
But, I guess
Yeah.
I did do something with music production, like, this summer. So I produced a lot of scores at the little film intensive thing that I was at. And I won a Best Film Score award. And that was like the first time I've ever been recognized for anything music related. And so I was like really happy about that.
And you wrote a whole song and recorded it for your other short film.
Oh, true. But I don't know. I watched that the other day and I was like, I feel like we can improve. But once again,
Yeah.
the first thing is not always going to be good.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay, music and TV shout outs. Do you want to go first?
Sure. My music shout out this week is another Irish band.
Oh my God. It's fine. It's okay.
This is actually an older Irish band from the 90s. I just discovered them because this band that I listen to called Fontaines DC, they released like a bonus out or like a bonus version of their album, and
Mm-hmm.
they did a cover. They did a cover of this song from the band Whipping Boy. And like then I listened to their album and it was just like so good. It's very like I don't know how to explain it. It's just they're very similar to Fontaines DC. Like you can tell that they get their inspiration from them, but it's just so good. I don't know. So one of the songs that I've been listening to a lot from that album is called Personality. So I'm gonna add that to our little telepathy
Ooh.
playlist. You can go check that out.
New Irish band unlocked.
I know. I'm like going down this rabbit hole. But yeah, we have a telepathy playlist where we put all of our music shout outs. And you can find it by going to our Instagram at the telepathy pod. And then we have a little highlight with the link to our playlist.
It's such a cool little timeline to look through and be like, oh my gosh, I
It
remember when
is.
I was listening to this song and then shouted it out, you know? But
Yeah.
my shout out for this week is okay, it's called Dark Eve by Lutalo. I hope I'm not like butchering that, but
Hmm.
I just love the song. It's really cute and I've been listening to it on the way to school. And that's when you know it's just becoming like a rare aesthetic, you know? Like I always picture driving either to or from school.
Yeah. No, it's like the best feeling when you're listening to a song and it just like lines up to like what you're feeling in that exact moment, you know?
When it
And
just
you're
clicks
like,
and you're like, oh no, this is
yeah.
a part of the driving to school soundtrack.
Yeah,
But
and
it's
you're
really
like, I'm gonna
good.
remember this for the rest of my life. Yeah.
It's just such a pretty song and it has a hand drawn album cover or like single cover or whatever.
I know, I
And
just saw
I
that. It
love when
looks
they
so
do that.
cool. Me too. I need to like listen to your music shout outs too. Cause like half of the time it's a song that maybe I know, but like the other half of the time I don't.
Hold on, you're like
So
upside down. My
wait.
phone is like north.
Yeah, I was just about to flip you.
That's so funny.
Oh, I can flip it.
Oh, okay. Because no, it was like I turned it around, but then Anna was like upside down. My phone wasn't rotating. But,
Yeah.
anyways, we're online still, if you couldn't tell. But I
Yeah.
actually watched a movie this weekend,
Ooh, yeah.
and it was My Big Fat Greek Wedding too. And honestly, I don't know if I've seen the first one, but my sister came home and she was like, "Oh, let's watch this," and I was like, oh, "Okay." And why was it so funny for no reason?
Really?
Like
I've never watched the first one.
I kind of love. I think I have at some point. It's just like I don't remember it honestly, but I don't know. I love like comedy movies where this sounds almost like a backhand compliment, but I love when the comedy's like really forced. I don't know. Like there's nothing about like not that it's stale comedy, not this movie specifically, but I do love really just bland comedy that I don't know. Anyways, it was a good movie and
Yeah. Oh gosh.
it reminds me like I feel like Italians and Greeks just remind me of each other, so
Actually, I saw your letterbox review like an
yeah,
hour ago
I
for
put that in
that.
my letterbox.
Yeah. Yeah, this I kind of have a movie shout out too. This isn't necessarily like a shout out, but I just wanted to talk about it cuz earlier today in class, we actually got to watch a I'm in like a 20th century art history class and we actually got to watch like a silent film from the 1920s. And I'd never really seen like a full silent film
Like a
before. And
full-length
it's
silent
called
film.
yeah, like I've never like
Ooh.
sat down and watched one, you know? It was called hold on. It was called The Cabinet of Dr. No, yeah, The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, and it was like really cool. Like Tim Burton got a lot of his inspiration from it.
Oh, that's cool.
Um, it's like a really early kind of like horror dark movie, and it was really interesting.
Yeah. Okay. Week recap.
I have just been doing school. I had a pretty busy weekend. What did I do? Oh, we went to Savannah has this like jazz fest every year at Forsyth Park, and we went one night and it was like so cool. Like literally they just like had a bunch of jazz bands up on the stage. It was really cool. And then yeah, and then like this weekend's my birthday, so I've just been like trying to get a lot of my homework done before then. And we have Lana Del Rey on Friday.
Lana.
Maybe we could do a concert related episode next
We should
week.
because we always do our concert recaps. But
Yeah.
what was, oh, I guess like, oh, I made pumpkin bread yesterday and I filmed a video for it
Ooh,
and actually
yum.
liked how the video turned out and stuff. And I do, I love cooking videos or just like baking videos and stuff too.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I was literally talking about this in the video. I was like, why did I stop being a cooking channel again? Like, I actually love this. So Enzo's Kitchen is back, I guess. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, and then I've just been doing school and math has been dragging me and I just got the notification. I think I literally failed my test today.
You like just got the
Yeah, I
notification?
just saw it
Oh
and
no.
everyone acts surprised. Okay, anyways,
I think you should open your grade live on camera or live
I
on
think we should
audio.
too. If you want to just stall while I use my other hand
Okay.
to open. Oh,
This is giving such suspense.
it's not suspenseful though because I like know I failed. Or let me talk into the mic. I
Oh
know I
no.
failed because I can see that my grade went down. And I think, okay, yeah, I'm just gonna. What if I just cried instead? What if we just did an entire episode of me crying? It's okay. Okay, self-care industry. Oh,
Wait, so you looked at the score?
it's still loading because,
Oh, okay. I couldn't tell if you were saying that you're gonna cry.
ooh, I'm not saying this. I literally can't say this.
I
This is my
can't
grade.
understand you.
Oh, I'm trying to signal
Oh,
to Anna. It's
I thought you were counting down till balloons came out. Cause why did balloons just come
okay.
out of the
Balloons just like came up on
FaceTime?
the FaceTime. Anyways, we can't keep going down this ramp because they can't even see.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, the self-care industry. Let's discuss. So like the self-care,
Yes.
self-help industry. Let's
Yeah.
let's
So let's
discuss.
let's like first talk about what consists of the self-care industry. So like I guess they're similar, but like also self-care is slightly different from self-help in a way. To me, self-care is like physical stuff, sometimes mental stuff that you can do to like calm yourself down and like maybe like rewind at the end of the day or like, self-care Sunday, like, doing a face mask, doing
Why do we always think
eating
about
healthy
face masks?
foods. Yeah, no, like why is that the prime example? Um and then to me self-help is like, the books that you'll buy that are like how to like Atomic Habits or, like those types of books. I've never read Atomic Habits,
No, I
but
always
that was
see
just the
that
first
one
thing
though.
that
I
came to my
always see
mind.
that one.
Yeah, and then like also I got into a big phase in 2021-ish where I would like watch a bunch of self-help related YouTube videos like, Matt Diavella and um Lana something, not Lana Del Rey, but
Lana Del Rey. I
this
loved her YouTube
this other
self-help era. I'm
YouTuber.
just kidding.
Yeah. So, yeah, what is it to you?
Okay, so originally when I was trying to brainstorm for this video, I answered the exact same way. But then I was doing some research and I feel like self-care, or at least how we as a society perceive it now, is like it's so much more like also
Yeah.
blocking people, like just like social things or
Mm-hmm.
even stuff like, okay, here's like DoorDash and Uber Eats
Mm-hmm.
as like self-care. And I was gonna make a whole point about this, but basically I think reason number one why I think the self-care industry is just in the slightest.
Wait. Is that a thing? Like people say like self-care is to order Uber Eats?
No, but I'm saying that not like subconsciously thinking that it's self-care, but okay, wait, hold on. So
Hmm.
companies are doing this thing where they try to market as self-care, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if DoorDash or Uber Eats have directly been like it's self-care, but just the whole idea of using, like, oh, you deserve to relax and stay in your house, like let somebody else
Yeah.
buy the food for you, you know? Or I wanted to talk about the skincare industry because I think that's a huge thing where it becomes a scam, because they're using
Right.
your insecurities to get you to buy stuff. For example, labeling a product as anti-aging
Mm-hmm.
or a company that claims that their product is going to make your skin poreless when like,
Yeah.
hello, like that's not okay. Or as smooth as a baby,
Poreless.
Like your
Yeah.
skin is not going to be poreless. I hate to break it to you. I'm sorry if I'm the one that had to reveal this to you, but you
Yeah.
will still have pores and that's okay. But, and for all of these requirements, like a company doesn't have to go through much um testing or like requirements and stuff to label a product as anti-aging.
Yeah, it's like marketing. Like that's kind of a big point I had that was like um at what point does self-care or self-help, like, is it really genuine when the person advertising it to you or making wait let me just start over. Is it genuine when the person like giving advice or advertising a product to you is making money from it, you know? Like
No.
if they're making money from it, it's like you can't, it's like they're obviously just doing it for the money. It could have started out as like they genuinely wanted to help people with this product, but then it just becomes advertising, and advertising is just psychology.
Exactly. And I saw this article that was saying that dermatologists were saying that you should stay away from a lot of these skincare products that try to market themselves like this because I mean, if you go to Target or something, literally the cheapest skincare thing is probably $15. It's always super expensive and they always claim that it's recommended by dermatologists, but once again, what sort of things do you have to go through to even put, dermatologist recommended?
Right.
Because, if one dermatologist recommends it, does it suddenly become dermatologist recommended?
It's almost like you're better off just buying the basic product because it's probably normally the super basic products that don't have all the pretty packaging and stuff that work the best, because it's just like it is what it is.
And with more natural things as opposed to this anti-aging thing. And it claims that it's an anti-aging product because it has some sort of ingredient in it that you literally can't even pronounce. And then they claim that that's like the secret ingredient that is going to make you stop getting wrinkles or something. But it's like, you know,
Right.
a little face wash can only do so much.
Yeah. I think that's the big problem also is with like influencers. They might get paid to do like a sponsorship of some of these products, and it's just another form of advertising because they're like, if you want skin like me, like, use this product. And I mean, I definitely trust people more when they're not doing it for an ad. Like, again, bringing Nicole Raffi into every single video, but she did this like makeup
We love
skincare.
Nicole
Yeah.
Raffi.
She did this like makeup skincare video a while ago, and I actually like trusted all the products that she was using because it wasn't an ad. She was just legitimately showing you the products that she uses, and her skin is like perfect. So,
Exactly. But
but also she talks about how her skin isn't perfect and it's just the camera that, like she's like transparent about the fact that like none of these products are going to make you like actually look perfect.
right. And honestly, an interesting point when you were talking about influencers, I've seen some recent controversy about BetterHelp because I know everybody and their mom is sponsored by BetterHelp. And a lot of people were saying that the therapists on there are really just not qualified. And, you know, it's basically just taking your money. And it does actually concern me with how much
Yeah.
of their budget they're putting into promotion and advertising. I'm like, okay, like at what point does it become a little bit more than just an online therapy? I don't know what they advertise
No,
as.
yeah, like I just never trust that type of thing. Like I always see BetterHelp and I'm just like I'm not even going to attempt to try that because I know that it's just, I don't know. Why do they feel the need to advertise it so much, you know?
Yeah, and I find like the way that they talk about mental health a lot of the times is very awkward and it just seems
Yeah, and it's like a
yeah.
lot of the time the influencers don't even use it. They're like just doing it for the ad, you know?
Yeah, I am
Like
glad that
sometimes they're
some
like, I haven't tried it yet, but blah blah blah.
I'm glad that some people are transparent and say like, "Oh, I'm in therapy. I don't use BetterHelp, but I recommend therapy and therefore I'm recommending, quote unquote therapy to you." But like I get where like how you would get to that conclusion that, oh, okay, like, I like therapy and this works for me, so this, you know, accessible therapy resource would be good to recommend to others. But once again, I
Yeah.
don't know the full thing about BetterHelp, but I have seen just like more and more comments build up on YouTube videos of people being like, you shouldn't, be promoting BetterHelp because
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know the full details about it once again, but I just thought that that was
Right.
interesting.
Yeah. I feel like we should also talk about, like, before transitioning into like the self-help type of thing, we should also talk about like other forms of self-care, like just also just the idea, not even specific products or things, but like just the overall idea of somebody telling somebody else like how to care for themselves.
Exactly. Okay. Wait, did you have something you wanted to say about that? I don't mean to like, because I feel like I keep
No,
talking.
you can. I no, I was just kind of like opening up a question. Like you can go if you have something.
Okay. So, one just very interesting, thought provoking thing that I saw from this article.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody says, I've learned about, or wait, hold on. The screenshot like cut off. I'm going to paraphrase it. So, the whole idea of self care on social media has become okay. So, this person is feeling like it's a golden ticket to do all of the destructive things that you secretly want to do, but are actually not good for you.
Mm-hmm.
For example, you know, maybe the mature or healthy way to deal with something would not be to just block somebody at any inconvenience. But she
Mm-hmm.
was saying how social media has made it feel like, it is self care to be like, oh, like you're slightly pissing me off. Like I'm just going to block you.
Yeah.
But it's like, and there are some cases where like, yes, block somebody. But I don't know. I feel like it has become a little bit twisted. And it's like, okay, what are the lines here? Like at what point is it blocking somebody because they're genuinely just not good and that's just not something that you need to have in your life, or if it's just
Right.
something that you don't feel like dealing with, so you're just gonna cut it out, and that's quote unquote self-care.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like I feel like there's now that you like say that, I feel like there's two types of self care. There's A, this is actually healthy and you should do this. Like make this healthy salad. Um, Turn your screens off an hour before bed and like read a book versus doing like the other way would be like doing unhealthy things but just like giving yourself grace, I guess, to allow yourself to do that. So for example, like the Uber Eats example, like it's I mean Uber Eats is totally fine to get, but like
Yeah, it's so
it's
valid.
probably not healthy if your every meal is ordering Uber Eats to your house and you're not going out anywhere. Like it's probably healthier to go pick up the food yourself because you get to like see the outside world and like have more interactions. Like I feel like you'd be like, every once in a while if you want to order Uber Eats, that's perfectly fine. But like you can't just like also you can't just like live your life in your house and like especially if you're working from home too. It's probably not healthy to like just stay at your house all day. You know what I mean?
Right, like if it's a night in and you just do not want to
Yeah.
leave the house but you want a specific restaurant, like, oh
Yeah.
my gosh, definitely DoorDash or Uber Eats or whatever the 50 other million things are.
Yeah, because that definitely is a type of self care. Like I've done that before and it's been like amazing. But also, it's like in moderation, I
Yeah,
guess.
but sometimes it can get to the point where it's like, oh, like just the idea of going out in public, like, and just getting a little bit too comfortable with it and allowing yourself to spend 10 extra
Mm-hmm.
dollars on a meal just so somebody can deliver it and then you have to tip them or something.
Yeah.
Um, but it's totally valid. Just I
Yeah.
definitely think in moderation because sometimes I feel like that was the thing with COVID is, I thought that, oh my gosh, not leaving my house, like this is so nice. Like I can relax. And with online school, like I can do it
Right.
on my own time and it sounded so great. But then after a while, I was like, okay, I think we have to be pushed out of our comfort zones a little
Yeah.
bit.
So I feel like this kind of transitions well into like, so I wrote a lot of notes about more the self help type of thing, which I mean, they're pretty similar, but in my experience, self help is more like kind of how to be productive and like how to be the best version of yourself. And like, how to like maximize your potential or whatever. And the problem, so I found this article that was really interesting, and they had a lot of good points about like the problems with self-help, which I do love a good like self-help book or self-help video, because it does like it does help me sometimes. Like I've gotten a few tips now and then from those types of things. But I think again, I think the key of this conversation is that like it's everything in moderation, because you can't just like live your life reading self-help books, you know? But it's good to like get a few things from them. So like um I feel like a lot of times self-care and self-help are like you're perfect how you are, like give yourself grace, like that type of thing. But then they're also like, but here's how to like get better, you know?
But here's how to change
Yeah.
yourself, like they're very hypocritical. I definitely know what you
Yeah.
mean.
Or like if you see like say a self-care YouTuber that's like, this is my relaxing morning, or like how to have the best relaxing morning. They're like, if you sleep in a little bit, like that's okay. Like today I made like an unhealthy cereal, and like they try to be realistic, but then at the same time they try to show like how perfect their life is, you know? Like
Yeah, like they'll almost be like, oh my God, normally I wake up at 7 a.m., but today I woke up at 8 a.m. Like it's okay to sleep in,
yeah.
but almost in a way to somebody who literally slept until like 11
Mhm.
a.m. is now feeling bad about
Mhm.
themselves. But the thing is, I think self care is literally caring for yourself. Like that's the definition of it. And therefore, it's just whatever is going to benefit you.
Mhm.
And I feel like an interesting thing is, okay, something that benefits you may not always be something that you want to do.
Mhm.
I'm literally going to use a personal example for this from this past weekend. So I was craving a chicken sandwich for the past like 2 weeks. And I'd been cleaning my room and like my bathroom all day. And I just like really wanted it. But the idea of going out in public, getting it, and just like going through the drive through, like I just like really do not like drive throughs for some reason. I mean, and going in and ordering
Right.
is even worse for me. So I I've like never used DoorDash or Uber Eats before though. And so I was like, no, I'm not gonna do that. And so I did it and like it was fine. And I think that, even though going through the drive through and for some reason, like them just being like, oh, what was the name on the order? And me having to be like, oh, like for some reason, I just hate everything about that. But, I drove there and I listened to some good music on the way.
Mhm.
And, to me, that's self care because I was getting there's like a really loud airplane over my house that I hope you can't hear, but I was getting, food that I've been craving for a while. And even if the process of like ordering and stuff was a little bit daunting to me,
Yeah.
I still, listen to music, which is self care. Because just like listening to music and driving, honestly,
Yeah,
can be
that's
self
like
care for me.
my biggest form of self-care. Oh my gosh.
But, I think that in the long run, it's something that'll benefit you and also something that you want to do, like it
Yeah.
shouldn't totally be something that you're just completely against. Pushing yourself out of your comfort zone is good though.
Yeah.
But I think the second it becomes a problem is when you kind of almost don't know what is good for you. So you let kind of companies or, society kind of tell you what's good for you
Mhm.
or tell you how you should be taking care of yourself.
Yeah. So something um I guess like my notes are more in the like realm of like productivity culture, but like
Hmm.
so something that's interesting is that I feel like if you're reading self-help books or like watching self-help videos, say you're watching a video like how to plan out your habit tracker to like maximize your whatever. Um
Hmm.
Sometimes you almost are trying to like avoid the tasks that you want to do. So instead, you like spend all your time planning out things or like making lists or learning how to like be more productive, but you're being less productive because you're not doing what you need to be doing in the first place. You know what I'm saying? Like
Hmm.
you almost are like avoiding the things that you actually need to get done by like kind of covering it up with things that feel productive, like oh, I'm reading this
Yeah,
book.
productive
Yeah, but
procrastination.
it's like I'm reading this book teaching me how to be productive, but like you're not actually being productive. You're not doing your things that you need to do today, you know?
I feel like self-help books almost should be taken as a way to view life as
Mhm.
opposed to how to view a specific situation in your life.
Mhm.
Because I don't know, I feel like if you read a self-help book about how to just like cope with a breakup, like maybe it'll give you really useful tips and you can view the entire situation and the idea of relationships in a better way.
Mhm.
But like the person writing the book obviously doesn't know your specific situation,
Yeah.
which is fine, but um just kind of taking everything in a more general sense and not looking at everything super zoomed in.
Yeah. And like almost I almost also feel like self-help books could be more a kind of just more as a form of entertainment, not like super entertainment where it's like, "Oh my gosh, this is amazing." But it's like you shouldn't need to like literally follow everything from a self-help book to live your life, which is kind of what you were saying like you you're going to be more productive if you just like figure it out yourself almost. Like somebody it
Yeah.
sounds almost too perfect that somebody can tell you what to do and you can solve it by following what they did. Hold on, there's a really loud car passing by. It's too good to be true. I guess what I'm saying is that like it's too good to be true that somebody can tell you exactly how to do something and you can do it by following their directions. Like
Oh
a lot
yeah.
of the actually really good self-help YouTubers that I watch are like this isn't going to work for everybody, but this is just how I did it and this is kind of just to inspire you. You're not supposed to literally follow everything I'm doing step by step, you know?
Hmm.
I sometimes use those types of things like videos like that for productivity as kind of like motivation, I guess, to like get me motivated to do what I'm doing, but not to like literally follow, you know?
Yeah, because I think that self-care is, and just like self-help in general is a very individual thing and looks different for everybody.
Exactly.
So I think that is good to view it as motivation to do your own thing as
Exactly.
opposed to a tutorial to do their thing. So I guess with that being said, like what does self-care look like for you? Like truly look like for you, not based on,
Yeah,
different things.
that's a good question. I'm honestly not like I'm not super into like all the skincare routine like that type of thing because that's what I think of when I think of self-care is like doing a face mask, doing your skincare routine.
Mm-hmm.
But whenever I watch videos that are like now I'm doing my 12-step skincare routine and I'm like, "Oh no, what am I doing wrong?" But then I think about myself actually like standing in front of the mirror doing a 12-step skincare routine and I'm like, I think I would actually want to like not do this.
And I feel like a lot of the skincare products that I've seen on the back, it's like do not mix with other stuff. So I'm confused how everyone's mixing like 12 different products together. And
Yeah.
I'm like, does this even have a good
I think
impact on your
it's
skin?
I think even if it I mean you probably shouldn't be doing it if it's having a negative impact on your skin, but if it's just like not doing anything or helping slightly, like I guess it's good if that's something that relaxes you, I guess. Cuz I guess for some
No,
people like that's
exactly.
relaxing to them and they like find joy in doing that. So, I think that's good as long as it's not like literally damaging your skin. Um my type of
Hmm.
self-care, I guess, is well, I guess definitely driving in the car listening to music. Like, if I could get paid to drive in the car and listen to music, I, with a salary, I would literally have that as a job. I mean, I guess I could be like,
Wait, become an Uber Eats
wait,
driver. Become an
that
Uber Eats
actually, why is
driver.
that actually
Wait.
a job? Or I could become like a literal FedEx driver.
Yes.
Sometimes I see like, um, semi truck drivers on the highway and I'm like their job is just to drive and like I could do that but like no.
Oh, I would go insane though after like an hour.
When I drive home a few hours like I go insane after like 4 hours. Like 4 hours is my cap. But anyways,
Sometimes driving isn't though. Like, oh my God, on the way home from school today,
mhm.
there was like 10 bad drivers. Like somebody, so I was in the left lane and like I was going like a decent speed, but they were still like tailing me. And like I went faster and they were like still tailing me. And then
Yeah.
there was a car in the right lane next to me. Sorry, I didn't mean to like
No,
interrupt
no,
you,
no.
but there was like not enough space between us, but the car still like passed me with like just barely enough space.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my gosh, like, are you that in a rush?
There's this the main road coming back from my classes is during like when class gets out, there's just so many people, and there's been a few close calls like yeah, so like definitely doing that. Even honestly, I feel like my type of self-care is just tiny things that add up into like stuff, like lighting a candle or like putting on my sunset lamp or like having cool lighting in my room. Or also like since I started playing guitar, I realized that's the only hobby that I have that's like not on a screen, which is bad. Like that it's bad that like all my hobbies are on the screen because it turns into something that I'm just like always on this on my computer screen all day. So like playing the guitar is something that I've been liking to do when I just it's like it actually feels like a break. It's like I feel like it's the only thing that I do that actually feels like a break. Um yeah, I guess just like small stuff like that. What about you?
So my self-care routine, I honestly am guilty of the face masks. Like I know I was kind of making fun of that earlier, but
Yeah.
no, they
But if
actually
it's like
do.
relaxing to you, then I feel like it's fine, you know?
And also with their 15-minute timer, I feel like I have 15 minutes where I either lay down or something,
Yeah.
or I will like try to clean my room in 15 minutes or something, or just do, I don't know. Also cleaning the space around me is definitely self-care. And then
Mhm.
those like coffee shop, like 10-hour videos on YouTube, and it's just little
Ooh.
animations with soft little music. Like when I'm doing homework, that'll help me. That's also another like productivity thing for me, but it's definitely relaxing too to just, you know, check things off your list. Like checking
Yeah.
things off my list is kind of self-care.
No, same. Like my little to-do app website that I use, like whenever I check something off, I literally like feel so good. Which
Because
maybe that's a bad thing if like
no, but like
your
reaching the
validation
peak of
comes from
self-care
checking
to
things off.
me is when I have everything checked off and then I get to lay down and do nothing and just
Mhm.
because I'm the type of person I don't like to take a long break in between or something to do something else. I kind of like to just get it done and then after really just
Yeah.
sulk in that, victory, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Like also now that you say that, I feel like I mean, I don't know if this is just a college thing, but I feel like I never have everything checked off my list. Like, there's always something that I have to push off, or like, there's just always something looming. So, after realizing that, I think I now just want like balance in my life, like the perfect like work life balance almost. And I think I actually have that right now. And like, I'm just like so happy this quarter because I feel like it's the first time where I've felt like the perfect balance. And so maybe that's my form of self care is just like working on that balance, you know?
Wait, I literally feel like I just came to our end of episode epiphany because
Yeah.
now I'm realizing it. Like for so long, I've just been trying to check everything off, and I feel like I'm trying to outrun my schedule almost. But with
Hmm.
school and work and everything, and like YouTube and all of that, like I'm never gonna fully check off everything, at least
Hmm.
for a while. Um,
Yeah.
and so I think that I've just been trying to get all that done so I can then relax, but it's like that relaxation time never comes, so then I just end up burning out.
Yeah.
So I need to find balance and, you know, take care of
No,
myself
literally.
while still having stuff on my to-do list.
Why do we always reach this like epiphany? It feels so good. Like
No, because ever since you said like I'm just looking for balance now, I was like, wait,
so
like
like
maybe
here's
that's
an
my
ex
problem is that's why I'm so stressed is
yeah.
because I'm just trying to get everything done when in reality I just need to balance it out because
Yeah.
it's just
So
unrealistic to, I don't know, expect myself to do all of this in 1 week and check it all off.
yeah. So like here's an example. Yesterday I had like a ton of work to do. Just like I've just like multiple projects going on. And also, this is like a realization. So number one, I have a lot of work to do. Number two, I know that my work always gets done on time somehow before the deadline. I've never been late to
I
something
get too comfortable with that though. We
unless
talked
I
about that, I feel like,
decide
in some
with that. I mean,
episode.
I guess I get too comfortable with that with YouTube or like things that aren't like required for school, like mostly being YouTube because that's the thing I tend to happen to push off the most because it's not a requirement and like pretty much everything else I do is a requirement. But like yesterday I had like all this work to do and I was like stressed, but also I decided to take like an hour. It was more like an hour and a half to make dinner for myself because I needed to have like a meal for this week. So I like made my pasta salad and it took like an hour to make or like 45 minutes to make and then like 20 minutes to eat and then 20 minutes to clean up. So that ended up being like an hour and a half. But then I still ended up like doing my homework at night. So it's like honestly spacing out your self-care or just like chill activities throughout the day has been good because you get that balance but you still kind of happen to get everything done by the end of the day. And also, this is another thing that just popped into my head. I saw this TikTok once, or like I think it was a TikTok where they were like, I like to go on one little like field trip every day, and that's what makes
Ooh, a
life
field
fun.
trip.
And I still think about that like every day. I'm like, what's my field trip gonna be today?
A
Like, is it gonna
field
be
trip.
like
Oh my
go to a
gosh.
coffee shop or like hang out with a friend or it doesn't even have to be like going somewhere. Like I considered like the movie that we watched in class earlier a field trip because it just like was fun. Like, you know, just something that like makes life like gives variety to life, I guess.
So basically, if you're a daily vlogger, like what would you title today's vlog? Like watching a
Yeah.
silent film.
Yeah. But it's also like you also don't want to overthink it. Like I try not to think about like what's my field trip going to be tomorrow like because once you
Right.
overthink it then life gets boring again because you're like all right, going to my field trip. Like,
Like
you
if your
know,
vlog title is A Mundane Day in My Life, that's okay.
hmm yeah, like, yeah, exactly. So, like, change up your routine, but like, don't overthink it either. Because once you start thinking about it too much, then it just gets like
Right.
depressing.
And self-care is literally taking care of yourself. Like let's like remember that that's like what the obvious meaning of it is.
So, yeah, I think my takeaway from this episode is just like to try to find balance, and self care can be like anything.
My takeaway is definitely balance. Like that honestly hit me. And my takeaway is that I'm gonna go cry about math. But balance.
but
Maybe for
but
30 minutes I'll
balance.
cry and then 30 minutes I'll do something productive.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Anyways, that's it for our episode. We hope you enjoyed.
I guess we started off with the like self care is a scam into like, I guess, finding our solution for how to incorporate
True.
self
I
care
mean,
into your life.
I guess the general topic is self-care, and then within that we had our sub topics.
Yeah. But yeah, that was a good episode. Yes, go follow us at the Telepathy Pod on Instagram and on YouTube.
Yeah, if listening to podcasts or if listening to telepathy is self-care for you,
But yeah,
definitely follow us and come back next Tuesday and just find a nice time to relax and listen to us have an epiphany.
yes. I wonder what next week's epiphany will be about. Maybe me turning 21 and realizing that like I'm 20 that I'm 21.
Oh, we should do an episode about you turning 21 because, like, I know I'm not turning 21, but like,
We should
I'm
do an
so down to do
episode
an entire
about just
episode
like
about that.
yeah, no, we should do an episode about like aging or just not like aging, like getting wrinkles. I mean, just like growing up and or like having an existential crisis every birthday.
No, exactly.
That would be a good topic, actually. Thanks for listening. Come back next Tuesday for another episode. And yeah, we'll see you next week.
Bye.